Picture this, a 65-year-old man, broke, homeless, and living out of his car. You'd probably think it's a sad story, right? The end of the road, time to throw in the towel. But what if I told you this wasn't the end for this man? What if this was just the beginning? This is the story of Colonel Sanders, the man behind the legendary Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah, you heard that right. That jolly, white-suited gentleman we all know and love was once down on his luck. But Colonel Sanders didn't let his age or circumstances define him. He had a dream, a fiery passion for crispy, juicy fried chicken, and he was determined to share it with the world. This isn't just a story about fried chicken, though. It's a story about resilience, about never giving up, and about turning rejection into a roaring success. Colonel Sanders' journey is a testament to the power of perseverance and the belief in one's own potential, even when the odds are stacked against you. He knocked on countless doors, faced rejection after rejection, but never lost sight of his vision. He knew he had something special, a recipe that could change the world, one crispy bite at a time. And guess what? He was right. So, get ready to dive deep into the finger-licking good story of Colonel Sanders. From his humble beginnings to his meteoric rise, we'll uncover the secrets behind his success, the challenges he overcame, and the legacy he built, all while enjoying a big old bucket of KFC, of course. Get ready to be inspired, entertained, and maybe even crave some fried chicken. This is a story you won't want to miss. Before he was Colonel Sanders, the fried chicken king, he was just Harland, a young boy born in Henryville, Indiana in 1890. Life wasn't all sunshine and gravy for young Harland. In fact, it was tough as a burnt drumstick. He faced hardship from an early age, losing his father when he was just 5 years old. This left his mother to care for him and his siblings, and she had to work long hours to make ends meet. To help his family, Harland started working at a young age, taking on odd jobs like farming and selling insurance. Imagine this, a scrawny little kid going door to door, trying to convince people to buy insurance. It wasn't glamorous, but it taught him the value of hard work and hustle, qualities that would serve him well later in life. Section 2, The Colonel's Cookbook of Jobs, a story of trials and, well, mostly trials. As Harland grew older, his list of jobs grew longer than a KFC menu. He hopped from one job to another, trying his hand at everything from a steamboat pilot to a railroad fireman to even a lawyer. Yes, really. He was a man of many talents, but it seemed like none of them were sticking. The truth is, Harland had a bit of a temper. He wasn't afraid to speak his mind or stand up for what he believed in, even if it meant butting heads with his bosses. This led to him being fired from more jobs than he could count. But even with each setback, Harland never lost his spirit. He dusted himself off, put on a brave face, and kept on searching for his true calling. Section 3. A Glimmer of Hope. The Gas Station Gourmet. Fast forward to the 1930s. Harland, now in his 40s, found himself running a small gas station in Corbin, Kentucky. It wasn't much, but it was a start. He had a roof over his head, food on the table, and a burning desire to make something more of his life. He knew he had a knack for cooking, and he started serving simple meals to hungry travelers passing through. Little did he know, this small gas station would become the unlikely birthplace of a fried chicken empire. People raved about his crispy, flavorful chicken, and word began to spread. Harland's gas station became a popular rest stop, a place where weary travelers could fuel up their cars and their bellies with his now famous fried chicken. For a while it seemed like Harland had finally found his groove, but fate, it seemed, had other plans. Section 1. The Highway Robbery When Progress Passes You By. Life was good for Harland. His fried chicken was a hit, his gas station was buzzing with customers, and he had finally found a taste of the success he had been chasing for so long. But as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And for Harland, that end came in the form of progress, or rather, a brand spanking new highway. You see, in the 1950s, America was in the midst of a highway construction boom. These new, faster roads were a godsend for travelers, but they were a death knell for businesses like Harland's, which relied on traffic from the old roads. Almost overnight, Harland's gas station went from a bustling hub to a desolate pit stop. The crowds dwindled, the cars whizzed by on the new highway, and Harland was left standing on the side of progress, watching his dreams crumble like a dried-up biscuit. Section 2. From Fried Chicken King to Flat Broke, a recipe for disaster. Imagine this. You've poured your heart and soul into your business, only to have it ripped away by forces beyond your control. That was Harland's reality. His gas station, his livelihood, his pride and joy, all gone. At an age when most people are thinking about retirement, about enjoying their golden years, Harland found himself starting from scratch. He was 65 years old, flat broke, and forced to live off a meager $105 monthly Social Security check. To make ends meet, he took on odd jobs, anything to keep his head above water. He even sold his beloved gas station, but it wasn't enough. He was homeless, living out of his car, a stark contrast to the successful entrepreneur he had once been. Section 3. The Colonel's Crossroads. What would you do at 65? This is the part of the story where most people would have thrown in the towel. After all, how much fight can you have left in you when you're facing down retirement age, bankruptcy, and the prospect of starting over with nothing but the shirt on your back? But Harland Sanders was no ordinary man. He had a secret weapon, a recipe for success that had nothing to do with herbs and spices. He had grit, he had determination, and he had an unshakable belief in himself and his finger-licking good fried chicken. He could have easily given up, accepted defeat, and lived out his days reminiscing about what could have been. But Harland wasn't about to let life batter him down without a fight. He knew he had something special, something worth fighting for. And so, with a battered suitcase, a head full of dreams, and a heart full of hope, Colonel Harland Sanders embarked on a journey that would change the course of his life.